Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with another health educational video for you, your family, and friends to have the highest quality of life. If you're new to these videos, welcome. If you've been listening for some time, thank you for your continued support. If you enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. So today we're talking about stress, what it is, symptoms of stress, and more importantly, how I want to end the video is things you can do to manage it. So that'll be the later portion of the video. So what exactly is stress? So I've read the research and I thought about it, and what I really feel and obviously for myself, I think everyone at some point in their life, everyone gets exposed to stress. The biggest thing I would say is I think anytime we feel overwhelmed, when it's too much, when we don't have the resources to manage, and we just feel like it's just too much is happening. That might be emotionally, we have too many commitments, whatever it is, it can make us feel stressed. So we just feel like too much is happening and we do not have the capacity or resources to manage that. So, what are the signs of someone who's stressed? So, you might see someone who's tired, agitated, getting angry really quickly. They might be quiet, kind of withdrawing. Their behaviors might turn into drinking alcohol, having caffeine, watching a lot of movies, just kind of like they don't want to interact with anyone. They're just kind of watching TV or watching movies, as I said. They might be playing video games just to kind of take a break from everything. They're almost like escaping from stuff. They just don't, they're kind of shutting everything out. That would be signs of stress. Now, physically, if the stress gets bad enough, how it's showing up in the body, as I said, you could be tired, agitated. You might start to get headaches, stiffness in the body. You might be tired, but you can't sleep because you're so agitated. You might have a heartbeat that starts to race. You might have trouble eating food. You're losing your appetite. And again, if you already have pain in the body, it can get more intense. So these are signs of stress levels going up. Now, what's interesting is if you look at a lot of health issues, a lot of doctors have commented that stress can have a huge impact on that. And I'll tell you, as a chiropractor, I would say this is the biggest thing we're dealing with most of our patients. You would think in chiropractic, it's like, someone getting in a car accident, slips and falls. And while that's there, I'd actually say most of the patients we see, it's just this stress of just work and family life. And that stress goes on the nervous system, it goes on the spine, and you start to see symptoms. Like I said, the headaches, the energy issues, even memory and focus getting affected, the body not feeling right, tingling in the body, numbness in the body. So stress, I feel, is very negative for the body. It definitely affects the health. So let's talk about ways we can deal with it. So let's talk big picture first. So first, what you need to start doing is prioritizing. You need to start saying, okay, I'm doing all these things. What is the main thing I need to focus on? What's going to make me happy? What's going to help my career? What's good for my family? Focus and give energy to that. And everything else, you got to really evaluate. Just ask yourself, are things like, do I really need to do them? Are they really that urgent? You really have to start saying, like, what can you start to, make that list smaller so you can reduce your levels of stress. Another part of that, when I've seen people who seem to handle stress better, they're organized. They are not messing around with their time. So they know if they have a meeting with someone, how long it's going to last. They get up early in the morning, they're kind of planning their day. It's not very like people dictating to them how their day is going to run. They know how their day is going to look. They're very much in control of their time because they know if they don't respect time, they're going to get more stressed. They won't accomplish as much. So if you want to be healthy, you want to be a high performer, you have to really honor your time. You really have to say, I'll meet my commitments, I'll meet these people, but be aware that what is your schedule, what suits you. Take back ownership of your life, take back ownership of your time. You got to set up healthy boundaries. Delegate. Are you just doing too many things that right now don't make sense anymore? Maybe before you got married, before you had kids, you had certain commitments. You could work, you could help with certain volunteer organizations. But now you're at a point and you're like, you know what? Before that was great. I'm married, I got kids, we got so much going on right now. Work is really busy. It's harder for me to follow through on those commitments. So those are things you have to evaluate, and maybe you have to delegate, and maybe hiring certain people where in the past you would like shovel the driveway, cut the lawn, and saying, what, I'm going to have people help me with that. We're going to hire people to do that because I just don't have enough hours in the day and it's stressing me out. Another thing you may want to look at is elimination. What are things you are no longer going to do anymore? They just don't make sense. So you have to kind of look at these things and just ask yourself, what are things that I can have people help me with? What are things I'm going to say no to, get rid of? Simplify your life. If you want less stress, simplify. That's, I would say, the take-home message. And prioritize. Really see what's valuable. Are you giving those things the energy they need? Now, let's get into action steps. So let's be more specific. So I've said this before. I think it's such a key concept, a great way to start the day. I try to be as regular as I can. And when I've seen people, again, who are high performance, they seem to have this pattern as well. But really, if we want to have good mental health, emotional health, you got to work on this daily. You have to, again, make time for the prayer, meditation, and journal. And I would say to you, and I'm going to talk about this a lot because I do think it's a very important topic, prayer, meditation, and journaling. It's just, you got to work on this daily, and then you can handle the stress. You're writing things down, you're asked, when you pray, whatever works for you, when you're meditating, making that time of constructive thought, feeling, making that time of silence, spending time with yourself in a healthy way will really put you at a very different level and increase your capacity. You will be able to do more and handle more. So maybe in the beginning when you're hearing this, you're like, okay, I've never really done prayer, meditation. I don't really do journaling, Dr. Sandy, deep breathing, whatever works for you. And I want to make that clear. Maybe start with 5 minutes. And then if you're going through a lot, you may need to do 10 to 15 minutes in the morning. Maybe you do 5 minutes at lunch, maybe a few minutes before bed, but work on this. And I can tell you, whatever you're going through in your life, you will be in a better place to respond in a more healthy fashion. Next to that, I would say, is the physical. This will help us handle stress. So people who are moving, when you exercise, you dissipate stress. Stress comes out of the body, the tension's coming out of the body. So that might be cardio. And I'm going to say cardio, I find, is like, for me, I like it. It's soothing and relaxing. See what works for you. Cardio might be definitely an option. Yoga, if that really works for you. For some people, when they're stressed, man, they like to lift weights. They're doing that kind of stuff. So that physical movement, we are born to move. Movement is health. Movement is life. So the more you can do that, you will handle more and you'll be in a better position to handle stress. Because when the body's in movement, when the nerve system is in movement, you will be healthier. Healthy people handle stress better. That's just the way it is. And on top of that, going to the chiropractor consistently on a regular basis is about releasing tension and stress from the system so you can have the best life possible. The healthier you are, the more valuable you are to the world. The more you can give to your family, the more you can give to your job or your business, or the more you can give to your schooling, whatever you're studying. So always remember, when we talk about doing all these things, it's not just like, it's just good for my heart rate and stuff, which it is, and I'll sleep better and I'll have better energy, which it is. It's also saying that, you know what, you're going to actually just be more successful. Being healthy means you will be more successful because you can do more. But if you're always tired, if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling stressed out, how can you perform at the highest levels? And we want you to have the best life possible. Part of being healthy and keeping our body strong so we can handle the stress of life is your nutrition. So the nutrition has to be clean. I'm going to say this again, the Pegan diet by Dr. Mark Hyman. So basically, in summary, what he says is lots of greens and then healthy proteins. Lots of greens and healthy proteins. I think it's a great concept. I do my best to try to implement that as well. But if you have healthy fuel in the body, again, you're in a better state of health. You can handle stress more. So we want to eat. I know, see what works for you. Some people like to do some intermittent fasting, things like that. Again, listen to your body. I'm more a fan, maybe with my body type and my metabolism, I find when I don't eat for some time, it really gets me agitated. It actually gets me stressed. So I try to eat small portions on a frequent basis. That seems to work for me. See what works for you, but make sure you're putting healthy food in your body. Obviously, the veggies are a priority. Healthy proteins and fruits obviously would be good as well. Try to buy organic. Obviously, another way to keep yourself healthy is having the water throughout the day. That should be one of the main things you're having to drink. And then it's tempting when you're going through a lot of stress that a lot of people might have more caffeine, sugary sweets, more alcohol, more smoking, but that's the exact opposite of what you should be doing. So try to avoid that. Spend time doing these other things, but the more you do that, short term you might feel relief, but long term it leads to other issues. So try to avoid the negative stuff. And then socially, what we want to do is talk. You might have a family member where you can open up to them, or a friend, you can call them on the phone and you can talk to them and just say, man, I'm just going through this stuff. And you know that there'll be no judgment. They're going to hear you out. And also a great way to deal with stress, and one of my favorites, is someone you can call and you know when you talk to them, you're just going to have a good laugh. And you need that. You need someone who, and it might be the same person, but you need people where you can confide and say, hey, here's what's going on in my life without judgment, and you know they're supportive. And then you need to have some people you can call and you just laugh and you have a good time. And I believe if we can do this on a consistent basis, doing all of these things, and man, it's a lot of work, but man, what isn't a lot of work? Everything that is good in life does take work, does take energy. And I always believe that don't wait till you're so stressed out and then you implement it, which is good, and I get that. Wouldn't it be awesome if you're doing these things on a consistent basis before a major stressor shows up so you're ready for it, right? You're building your reserves constantly so when something does show up, you're ready for it. I think that's a better way to live and being proactive. So I really hope this video helped you. Again, if you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe. Every Monday, I'm releasing a video on some health tips to help you, your family, and friends. Wishing you nothing but good health, all the best for you and your family, just good energy for all you guys out there. And thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.